Ladies and gentlemen, interested to see how this works out. This is Jeremy Dysock. I am the creator of the Free Credit Repair Advice Group. I'm also FICO certified credit coach with the Credit Life Credit Improvement Program. For those of you just tuning in, it is Thanksgiving weekend we're going into. Looks like we got one person tuning in right now. It's Thanksgiving weekend here that we're coming into. It looks like Tiffany is on board here. John is watching. Welcome. So like I said, yeah, it's Thanksgiving weekend, and like many of you, I am traveling right now. I am probably about 75 miles to the east of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I've stopped off to do tonight's Facebook Live. Okay, we're going to try to watch this simultaneously. I'm kind of dual boxing here on a pair of cell phones here. So I want to let this fill up a little bit. Again, I thank you for tuning in. This is our Q&A that we do live, our Credit TV and Free Credit Repair Advice Group questions and answers period that we do live every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Now, after this is done, if you've missed it, if you want to come back and see some more or watch it again, you'll be able to go onto our YouTube channel, Credit TV, CREDI TV. That's Credit TV on YouTube. We do have a Credit TV group on Facebook page as well. And obviously, you can watch it here in the Free Credit Repair Advice group. But as for tonight, we are going to be talking about inquiries and how inquiries affect, thanks Tiffany, how inquiries affect our credit score and our credit profile when we're doing credit restoration. Can everyone hear me okay? That's one thing I want to check in on the audio. I'm sitting here in a minivan, sent the kids into McDonald's to go get something to munch on with the wife. So we're just doing this right now. So just making sure audio is a thing. Hopefully that's looking good. Casey says yes. Okay. So what we want to talk about tonight is the impact that inquiries have on your credit report. This is a question we get a lot in the group. We get a lot of people saying, hey, I'm worried about my inquiries. I've got a lot of inquiries on my credit. This is what I want to take care of. How do I delete these inquiries? How do I handle all these inquiries on my credit report? Now, here's the thing about inquiries, okay? In the FICO algorithm itself, the mathematical formula that creates your FICO score, think of it as a pie chart. This pie chart, the FICO algorithm, it's made up of 5 primary areas. 35% of your score is made up of payment history. It's the history of repayment on lent money. Basically, it's an evaluation of how likely you are then going forward based on your past history to repay in a timely fashion on monies that are lent to you. 30% wedge in the FICO algorithm is made up of balance to limit ratios, so utilization on revolving credit. That's credit cards, lines of credit, things you can charge up, pay down, and use again. A total of 15% in the FICO algorithm, 15% of your credit score is made up of time, of history. That's the one thing we definitely can't impact directly. It is time. You can do things sooner rather than later. But the length of credit history is responsible for 15% of your FICO score. 10% of your FICO score is the blend of accounts. Do you have revolving accounts open, installment accounts, student loans, mortgages, car loans, credit cards from banks, retail lines of credit, and so forth? One type is good, 2 types is better. Multiple types show that you are capable and can demonstrate a history of repayment on a number of different types of lines of credit. And then that final 10% slot, we've covered 90% of your FICO algorithm. That final 10% is made up of recent activity and inquiries. So people come to me all the time and they go, what do I do about inquiries? And they come to the group and they say, hey group, what do we do about these credit inquiries on our credit report? We know we have a lot of them. We know they're impacting us, okay? Credit inquiries. The thing to keep in mind about credit inquiries. You may have heard that a credit inquiry impacts your credit score, and it's true. Every FICO inquiry, every lending inquiry, every time you're trying to get more credit, more car loan, more house loan, more credit card, more cell phone, more inquiries for more stuff. Every time they pull your credit for that, it's going to cost you between 5 and 15 points off of your FICO score, off of your credit score. Okay, that's per inquiry, and that's per bureau. Now, those inquiries, they're going to appear on your credit score for a full 2 years, 24 months. Pardon me, on your credit report. I misspoke. They'll appear on your credit report for a full 2 years. But those inquiries will only impact your credit score for 12 months. So the most recent 12 months. So 5 to 15 points per inquiry off your score for 12 months. So out of the gate alone, you come into the group and you say, oh my gosh, Jeremy, how do I get rid of all these inquiries? I've got a lot of inquiries. I think it's tanking my score. I think that's what's hurting me. What do I do about these things? How do I get rid of them? We only need to worry about the last 12 months inquiries, and quite frankly, a month from now, we only need to worry about the last 11 months. You see what I'm saying? So this is it's a running concern. Time will erode how much impact these have. Inquiries are not as bad as you thought. Now, I'm going to teach you something else about inquiries. There are types of inquiries that you are allowed to have a shopping window for. A shopping window. There's a fancy name. It's called anti-duo duping. But think of it as a shopping window. Now you, me, all of us, we're allowed unlimited mortgage inquiries or unlimited automotive car dealership inquiries or unlimited student loan inquiries. We're allowed unlimited inquiries of any of those three types. They don't blend together. It's student loan or car or mortgage. Unlimited inquiries within a 30-day calendar period. Okay? You have a 30-day shopping window in which to make your inquiries. At the end of that, a timer starts. At the end of that 30-day window, a timer starts. The timer is 15 days long. 15 days after the end of the 30-day shopping window, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian will consider them one inquiry, and one inquiry. So 5 to 15 points against your FICO score. So why is that important? The reason that's important is it allows you to shop for the best deal on a home mortgage. The reason it's important is because you go to Happy Friendly Chevrolet or Happy Friendly Ford dealership. You talk to the finance manager and they shotgun your credit out to 30 different lenders and get responses. They're trying to get you the best deal. Well, they also got you 30 inquiries and it looks terrible. It does, and it affects your score. Years ago, that shotgunning was a negative. That shotgunning was actually a dirty trick that they could use to keep you from going across the street and qualifying for a car across the road because they tanked your score. Now, we fast forward to today, anti-duo duping, that shopping window. You are allowed a 30-day window in which to shop, which means go ahead and get unlimited inquiries on those automotive inquiries. Go ahead and shop, get the best deal, because 15 days following the end of that 30-day period, you will be counted as one inquiry on Equifax, one on Experian, and one on TransUnion, okay? So, inquiries, they're 5 to 15 points each. Inquiries, they stay on our credit report visibly for 2 years. Inquiry, they impact our score for 12 months for 1 year. Inquiries. We do have a shopping window when it comes to automotive or mortgage or student loan. And thanks to anti-duo duping, thanks to that shopping window, 15 days following the end of that 30-day period, it'll only count as one, and one. One Equifax, one TransUnion, one Experian inquiry. Now, these inquiries I'm talking about are what are known as hard inquiries, where they're pulling your FICO score, your more score. You want more house, more car, more money, more this, more that. Those are hard inquiries. You may have heard the term soft inquiries. A soft inquiry, would be a marketing inquiry. The type of inquiry a credit card company does when they're going to pre-approve you for a credit card. They pull a marketing inquiry to see if you fall within a range of people that they'd like to have come apply for credit cards, and they send off an offer to you. That inquiry doesn't affect your score. Another kind of soft inquiry is the soft inquiry that you'll get if you pull up Identity IQ, if you pull up your free annual credit, if you pull up your Privacy Guard credit report. Anytime you're looking at your own credit, even Credit Karma counts into this. That's a soft inquiry. You get no damage for looking at your own credit information, okay? So soft inquiries are marketing inquiries. Soft inquiries are pre-approval type of inquiries. Soft inquiries are when you're looking at your own credit. Hard inquiries, those are your more score. You're applying for credit, you're applying for a cell phone, or you're applying for cable TV and they pull your credit up. Now, some people will misuse the phrase soft inquiry when they're talking about we only pull from one of the three bureaus. It's a soft inquiry. No, it's not. I want you to think this. I want you to think and err on the side of paranoia, err on the side of caution to protect your credit score that you're working so hard to develop. And every one of you have taken that first step. You're here in the group. You've made a huge, huge commitment to yourself, to your life, and to your future by doing this. So I want you to almost get paranoid. Anytime someone's taking your social security number, that they are going to do a hard inquiry. If you err on the side of caution, it's not going to hurt you if you err on that side, but it'll only help you. Okay, so 5 to 15 points per inquiry. They only impact you for a year. They stay on your credit for 2 years. You have a shopping window of 30 days where you can do unlimited automotive, student loan, or mortgage inquiries. And at the end of the day, in the FICO algorithm, in the mathematical formula that I am certified in, that builds your credit score, your more score, it's only 10% of the total score. So the big takeaway from this should really be this for you. While inquiries are extremely visible and they may feel important, and while it is a way you could very quickly hurt your score if you go out and apply too many places, people give far too much emphasis and far too much focus to the inquiries themselves, because at the end of the day, we're talking about something that only impacts you for 12 months. At the end of the day, we're talking about something that's only a 10% impact in the FICO algorithm. And I want you to think about it. Your blend of accounts is 10%. So you could offset your inquiries by opening up a different type of account than you had before. Maybe you don't have an installment account. Maybe it's time to open a self-lender. That's now available in New York. So for those of you who don't have it, now it's an option for you. So you open up that, you've offset that 10% just like that. Or maybe you don't have a retail card open up that Fingerhut Fresh Start account through that My 800 credit, that safe link we put in the group. Boom, you've offset that 10%. It's that easy to deal with. I'm going to take some questions here. I want to keep this kind of quick. I've got a lot of driving yet tonight, going down to the cabin for Thanksgiving. But let's get into the group. Let's get into some group questions. People say I'm loud and clear. That's great. Robin says, they're preventing me from obtaining credit. That's one of the main reasons for denial for me, and that's what I'm told in the letter. Okay, when you apply for credit, most credit reporting companies, factual data, things like that the banks are going to use, they will spit out 3 to 4 reasons to deny you. Whether you're getting approved or denied by the bank, they'll spit out 3 or 4 reasons to deny you, because they don't want to say we don't like you because you're this old, or we don't like you because, you know, they want to give you lots of reasons. One of the more common reasons they'll put is inquiries. I've been an underwriter. Inquiries are never the actual reason you're being declined. They're not. They're not the actual reason. There's something else they're not comfortable with in the file, but it's really easy to say you have 16 inquiries. There they are. Very few sets of underwriting guidelines will actually do that. Let's see, what else do we have? Scott, 30 days. Yep, the window. People are saying too many inquiries. That's super, super common. And I'll talk to you in just a second about what can be done with that. I've been denied because of too many inquiries. ND TransUnion off, same day, get denied. That's huge. We'll talk about that a little bit more here. Chris Barker says, what about insurance? My insurance does inquiries. They do. There's a couple types of credit that your insurance may pull. There's an internal insurance credit score that they may pull that actually works out as a soft inquiry, so no negative hits your credit. But some insurance companies, when you're shopping, will pull a FICO score, and that is a hard inquiry. You can ask them going in if they know which type it is. What I'll tell you is just avoid shotgunning your own information out there. Insurance is not a protected inquiry. It's not like a car loan. It's not like a student loan. It's not like a mortgage. So yes, insurance inquiries can drop your credit. So can utility inquiries, cell phone inquiries, and cable and internet and dish can also drop that. Let's see. Just taking a look. Too many inquiries. I need to rest my voice. I sound like me. Yeah, Danielle, I'm getting over a lung issue that I've been having. Thanks for the notice. Scott Moran, welcome. A fellow professional of ours in the industry. Scott is in the room tonight. Good to see you. Inquiries hurt those with lower scores more than those that have high scores. That's absolutely true. If you're a couple points away from qualifying for a mortgage, let's say you need a 640 credit score. You've got a 642, and you're going to close on your house, and you're very excited, and you run out to Best Buy, and you're gonna apply for the Best Buy card so you can get some new, maybe some, a new TV for the house or a new refrigerator for the kitchen, and that 5 to 15 points that you drop, that can kick you out of qualifying for your house. Back when I was in the mortgage industry, I saw that so often. It's a very scary thing. So while inquiries are not a be-all, end-all, they are a way that you can sop up points quickly. You got to think about it. How much is that 10% off your $300 purchase at JCPenney really worth to you? $30. Is an inquiry off your credit? Is $5 to $15, 5 to 15 points off your credit? Is that worth $30 to you? If it is, go for it. If it's not, don't. Now, when you do finally close on that house and you go to Best Buy and you're going to get $10,000 worth of stainless steel appliances to redo the kitchen, 10% off, $1,000, yeah, you can buy some credit repair for $1,000. You can take some time and do it yourself. You can pay for some postage, whatever you have to do. So it's economies of scale. You've got to pick and choose when you want to spend your points. Your points are like a currency that you work very hard through showing the ability and willingness to repay money to develop. Robin, I do have a lot of inquiries from the dealership. That's good in that they are from a dealership. They're for automotive. If they're within a 30-day period of time, they'll fall under anti-duo duping, and they'll really only count as one per each. Do you offer classes, Chastity? Yes, for a credit repair business startup. It's really interesting. I've been asked this a lot lately. We are putting something together to get people Credit Life certified. Just keep your ear to the ground. It's going to be a little while. We've got a lot of irons in the fire. It won't be till after the holidays, but we've got some exciting things coming out in the spring here to do with FICO education, to do with certifications, and to do with getting people certified in the vision that we've got with Credit Life, which is a holistic, whole life financial program, a whole life, basically knowing that your credit doesn't operate in a vacuum. Your budget's part of it, your income's part of it, your debt load is part of it, your health, your everything. It all factors in together. Kimberly Hardy, how do you open a fresh start? I've applied and keep getting denied. Never had Fingerhut. Okay, couple things with Fingerhut. Fingerhut's going to require a 500 or higher credit score. Fingerhut, they have two types of cards. One is the Advantage and one is the Fresh Start. Fresh Start is very cool. Fresh Start starts out as an installment loan and converts, once you've paid it down a little bit, into a revolving. So you get the best of both worlds in that. You want to make sure you're applying for the Fresh Start. It makes a difference. Tiffany and any of my other moderators, I think Danielle's on, if you guys could post that My 800 credit link, you can get directly to the Fresh Start there. You want to make sure you have been applying for Fresh Start and not Advantage. The one thing, if you're in an active bankruptcy, that also often will keep you out of Fresh Start. Those are the only two reasons, or actually, well, the third reason is screwing over Fingerhut. So if you're screwed over Fingerhut, if you're in a bankruptcy or if you're under a 500 score, that'll oftentimes disqualify you for Fresh Start. Otherwise, you basically have to be able to fog a mirror, have a pulse, and they'll give you an okay for that. So if you go through that My 800 credit link, it's a vetted link. We know it's safe. We know it's not a phishing link, and it should get you there. So hopefully they'll put that there. Chris Farrow, hey, if I'm trying to obtain a mortgage by July, should I open a Fingerhut account or a self-lender account. Honestly, I'd say go ahead right now and do both. Self-lender will not give you an inquiry, so there's not going to be a hard inquiry. So you get the advantage of building an account and showing a history of repayment on lent money, tucking a little money away for a rainy day, because that's how self-lender works, without taking that hit, that 5 to 15 point hit. So definitely go for the self-lender. If you're lacking in revolving accounts, Chris Farrow, definitely then go for the Finger Hut. Kimberly Hardy, fix your credit first. Slow steps. It is baby steps. You guys didn't get in the credit trouble overnight. You're not going to get out of it overnight. This is a marathon. This isn't a sprint, which is good because I'm a fat guy, so I probably wouldn't do too well in a sprint. Try to build up the profile. Profile is just as important as score, if not more. Bo, driving down here to San Antonio, man, I wish I'd be on 35 for that, man. We got to hit that up. We got to hit some Rudy's and get some good brisket. Carlito said, if I disputed something on my TransUnion and Equifax, if it was removed off my report, but it's on Experian and I dispute it, also if I feel the other two would fall off Experian once I dispute it. I'll tell you what. Here's the thing, Carlito, with investigating. Every bureau has its own benchmarks. Every bureau, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian will have their litmus test for what they consider validation, verification. If it's gone from one, odds are a hell of a lot better it's going to be gone from the others, but it doesn't necessarily mean it'll happen. It may take additional investigations. You may have to investigate other aspects of the account. There are 27 different aspects you can investigate. You can investigate things like the date of last activity. You can investigate and ask a question about balances or the date things were opened. So do not falter if one will take it off and one won't. It just means you haven't struck on that nerve. You haven't found that thing that they're having trouble verifying and validating and investigating. So yeah, keep up the good work, Carlito. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Definitely investigate that. I am going to touch on what we can do about inquiries that are on our report already, so stay with us. Kimberly says, I signed up for Collection Shield 360. They deleted a few, but they just reappeared on my report last month. Boy, Russell, one of our moderators, will give you the best firsthand testimonial about Credit Shield 360, but they've been getting some people sued. It's nasty. They dispute by saying it's not mine. They tell people to cease and desist. It's really not a good thing. If you are looking to investigate things, try to get things deleted and get them deleted permanently, please check out the file section at the top of the group here. If you're on a computer, file section is up here on the upper left side. If you're on a mobile device, you'll be able to do a drop down and the file section should be in there, but we've got some sample letter templates that you can use, but I'd run screaming from Collection Shield 360. Let's see what else we have. Thank you, Tiffany, for posting the My 800. Chris Barker says, just wanted to say I include having found Credit Life in what I'm thankful for. You know what? I include having you here in what I'm thankful for. This group, I wouldn't do this, and our moderators and our coaches wouldn't do this if we didn't get a lot out of it personally, as far as just a good feeling of helping other people and things like that. Remember, this is not the business. Free credit repair advice is not Credit Life. Free credit repair advice is something that we do in our free time for no pay. We do this to help people because we know that these opportunities to get this good information aren't out there. Not everyone can afford to hire a professional. Not everyone needs a professional. But everyone needs good, solid advice that they can count on. Chris, we are thankful to have you. Percy asks, what's self-lender? It's a great question, Percy. Self-lender is an account. Think of it like this. It's a savings account. It's like a forced savings account that gives you credit for making installment payments into your saving to tuck money away. It gives you credit for that on your credit report. It actually counts as installment payments towards a bank obligation. So you make these monthly installment payments until you fully funded the obligation you made for yourself at the bank through Self-Lender. It's Bank of Austin, and you can find links to Self-Lender right here in the group. Otherwise, Tiffany can probably put one up for you. She's usually got those things at her fingertips. But the thank you that you get for tucking money away for yourself responsibly for a rainy day is a higher credit score and a rounded out credit profile. It's a bucket of cool. This is a great time of year to open one because you do something around 12 months, you tuck it away for next year, tuck $1,000 away, you're ready for Christmas time or the holidays next year. It's a lot of fun. Adriana says, my car payments show late. It's a funny thing. December of last year shows in good standing, but January and so on is 150 days late. Any thoughts? Yeah, not all companies report every month. They don't have to. They're not required to. So you can end up with some really goofy things. That type of scenario where suddenly it shows up 150 days late out of the blue like that, that's a good indicator that if you send verification, validation, investigation letters, as you'll find up in the files section, the templates, or up here if you're on mobile, that's a good indicator that they may have trouble verifying and validating. So that's a lead that I use as a professional to take a look and go, hey, we may have some negatives that can be deleted. Yes, sir, need a link for Self-Lender? Percy, Tiffany put it right below you. Always on point. Okay, so what do we do if we've got, what do we do if we have inquiries on our credit report? Okay, that's the next question. Well, inquiries, like any other credit report item, are at the same mercy as any other account of having to be able to verify, to validate, and document that they're accurate, factual, correct, current, and verifiable today, not back when they happened, but today. They're at the same mercy of any other account. So you have the legal right to investigate them. You've got the legal right to say, prove it or remove it. Not to go Johnny Cochran on you, but prove it or remove it. If the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, prove it or remove it. Now, the credit bureaus are going to send you back a letter saying that inquiries are a factually accurate record of the inquiry having taken place. And if you got beef with it, take it up with the original creditor. You'll want to follow that up with another lender saying no, or another letter to the bureau saying, no, bite me. You've got a legal responsibility under the FCRA, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, to verify and validate upon demand. I'm making such demand. If you fail to comply, I demand you delete it. That's your best way to get some of them gone. That being said, some are going to go away. Some aren't. It's the game. If you want to try to get more of them gone, you send another letter. It's the game. It's how it works. I wish I had a magic button you could press. There was a weird little scenario, though. If you search the group, if you go over to the left-hand side and you see there's a little magnifying glass, a little Sherlock Holmes looking thing, magnifying glass, allows you to search the group. If you put in TransUnion Trick, you'll see something that I put together last year to exploit a screw-up TransUnion did. TransUnion accidentally deleted everybody's inquiry records, then added them back on without giving the proper legal notification. You got to go through it step by step. I'm talking, you ask for an American. You do everything that I tell you to do, and you'll have some luck. You can ask Danielle, one of the mods. You can ask some of these other folks in here. They've had some amazing results getting some of those deleted. It's a little cheat sheet. It's a little short step. It's a little, I seldom will offer up a trick, but that is a trick that works. And that's something that I developed. I'll take my full ego credit for that one. That's 100% Jeremy. And if you read it somewhere else, it's still 100% Jeremy. So there you have that. Let's take a look, see what else we got going on really quick. I'm going to try to keep this kind of short, kind of sweet. That's why I just did inquiries tonight, because it's Thanksgiving. Got a bunch of turkey to eat tomorrow. Got some relatives to see. And I got 2 toddlers who I guarantee you are terrorizing the McDonald's behind me. And I got a wife who's a freaking saint, because not only does she put up with me, which those of you who know me is quite the task, but she's wrangling 2 toddlers. All right, how long do late mortgage payments stay on credit report? As long as anything stays on a credit report. Stuff will stay on credit reports negatively 7 years, up to 7 years, 180 days. So they'll stay on there for a while. So what do we do about something like that? We send a validation letter. Now, it's going to have more of an impact there, Sandy Daniels, in the last 24 months than it will as it gets older and older. So the further you get away, it's like anything. The further you get away from a negative activity, a negative happening, you heal. Your credit report's the same way. The further it gets away from a negative thing, it heals. Every day gets a little bit easier. Every day gets a little better. When it comes to credit, every day your score gets a little bit better. Susan says, hey, I didn't miss you. Well, totally. Hey, don't worry, Susan. I'm going to hit save at the end of this, and we're going to save this to the group, and then I'll upload this to Credit TV on YouTube. And for those of you, if you have not followed our channel on YouTube, Credit TV, this is where we put all of our live videos. This is where we put all of our videos we make for you. You can see me and Jared Havens, the CEO of the company, eating hot peppers because it's a bad idea. You can see advice on how to make your credit machine from Chaz Earthram. You can see me basically trolling a Ukrainian grant scammer. There's all kinds of good stuff. Follow us on Credit TV. It's going to be a growing and growing and growing portfolio of credit videos, credit education for you. Sandy, you're awesome. Thanks. Hey, thank you for being here, you guys. I look well, thanks, Susan. Trying to feel better. Robin, do you guys get inquiries removed while we're in the program? We can work on it. Honestly, that is, think of inquiries as what flavor frosting do you want on your cake. I want to bake your cake first. So for that, we're going to work on two things. It's elimination of unverifiable derogatories and negatives, and it's building. It's building. It's building. I want you to run screaming from anyone who tells you that repairing your credit is simply deleting things, because that's only part of it. Your history is only 35%. That leaves us 65% of other stuff to work on. Credit development, rounded out profile, balance to limit ratios on revolving accounts and things like that. So while we offer things like a credit audit to take a look, there's a reason we offer coaching professionally when we work on it. There's a reason I tell you guys in this group, I tell you every day, develop your credit, get your balance to limit ratios in check, and things like that. But can we work on them? Yes. The ones we'll work on, honestly, I'm only going to work on something that's 6 to 12 months old, because as we're doing this, some of them are going to drop off anyway. And if you're in the Credit Life Credit Improvement Program and have a coach, I, as a coach, and I think all the other coaches will tell their clients, no unauthorized credit inquiries. Translation: we're working hard to get these points. Let's not throw them away like candy at a parade. Or if we're going to piss our points away, at least have some fun doing it. Let's not just waste them. Hopefully, I think we're getting up to the end of wrapping up. I know my wife has been amazingly tolerant in running off with the kids and stuff like that. And I think I probably owe her a nice wine or something of that sort. Everybody, I want to take this time to tell you all, we're very thankful of you. Us at Credit Life are thankful of you. I, Jeremy Dysock, founder of this group, am thankful to have you. We are right now a couple people away from 30,000 people in the Fair Credit Reporting Act, free credit repair advice. If you ever figured out why we named it FCRA, that's why. We're a few people away from 30,000 people in this group. This is an amazing group made up of amazing people. Everyone's got the same amazing vision of improving lives, of changing lives, of getting in position where you can qualify for homes, you can qualify for things. I tell everybody every time they ask me, why do I do what I do? Every time I do my job right, a kid gets a backyard to play in. And I don't say that to sell things to people. I don't say that to try to get people to sign up for something. I say it because it's the truth. For Credit TV, for Credit Life, for the Free Credit Repair Advice Group, and for myself, Jeremy Dysock, I thank you all. I wish you a blessed Thanksgiving, and